Hello, namaste, and welcome to the last two questions on this homeschooling series. The first question that we are going to tackle is regarding grading of the child. This is going to be very important information for you. So please go through this, listen to this carefully. I'm going to be repeating myself sort of again and again for this question because I need things to be clear to you. So without much ado, let's begin. How do you know if your kids are learning, and what if I want them to be graded or tested? With homeschooling, the good thing is that you never rely on anyone else to know how your child is faring, especially if you are in the role of the teacher yourself. You just know it. Also, in this setup, the child himself or herself is aware of how they are faring. Another important quality they develop is to be by themselves and not be needy or dependent or clamor for attention. You may choose to give tests and do the evaluation yourself. My child nervously but excitedly looks forward to that. However, if you are concerned about official grading for your child, in India, you can always enroll them into NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, which is controlled and managed by the Government of India, or BOSSE, BOSSE, Board of Open Schooling and Skill Education by the Sikkim government. This also allows them to face standardized exams. Both NIOS and BOSSE allow students to sit for board exams, that is 10th and 12th respectively, and they are very similar to each other. And then you have Cambridge board as well, but I'm afraid I can't give you more information on Cambridge. You might have to get in touch with them or maybe visit their website to know more. We opted for NIOS and our experience so far has been with NIOS. NIOS is a national level board of education in India which is managed by the Ministry of Education of Government of India. So it's very well established, recognized since 1989. The website is www.nios.ac.in, or just type NIOS in Google and it will take you to the website. NIOS has its own syllabus which is quite different from other curriculum. An important note here. It makes sense to follow NIOS syllabus for 10th and 12th. That is from class 9 to class 12 to be exact, because the institute headquartered in New Delhi sets the paper, does the evaluation and gives out the results. However, for classes 1 to 8, things are different. Classes 1 through 8 fall in the category of OBE, Open Basic Education, which is an offshoot of NIOS, in which you will be choosing an examination center for the child. There are many schools registered with NIOS throughout the nation. And the paper that the child will be appearing for will be set by that particular school, aka examination center you opted for, and this paper will be completely based on the syllabus that the school follows and not your typical NIOS syllabus. Let me say that again for you. For 9th through 12th, the child will study and face NIOS syllabus exams, but class 1 through class 8, the child will have to face exam papers based on the syllabus that the school or examination center follows. Say, if the selected examination center is a CBSE school, it will hand out CBSE or NCERT paper. If it's a state syllabus school, the paper will be based on state syllabus textbook, so on and so forth. So please keep this in mind and choose your examination center carefully, because you will be preparing your child for that syllabus. However, all this changes once the child reaches 10th, and if the child is appearing for the exams under NIOS, then it is NIOS syllabus paper that the child will be appearing for. I hope that's clear. A little more about OBE NIOS. Here, the child will face exams under 3 levels, level A, B and C, equivalent to class 3, class 5 and class 8 respectively. There are no exams for grades 1, 2, 4, 6 and 7. The child still has to know what goes in there, but from the examination point of view, he or she will sit only for class 3, 5 and 8 before appearing for board exams. Now, it is not mandatory for the child to attempt or pass these 3 OBE levels in order to be able to sit for the board exams. They can sit for the board exams directly. I make my daughter sit for OBE exams so that she gets familiar with the examination system and doesn't get as stressed when the D-Day arrives. Also, NIOS or BOS option is available only up to 12th and not beyond. Beyond that, the student can opt to go ahead with a vocation or be self-employed or choose to join a university for higher education. And yes, kids who get through the NIOS board exams or BOS can apply to get into a university of their choice, not only in India but in abroad also. There you go. Last question. How will I know if homeschooling will work out for me and my child? You don't. You don't and you won't unless you give it a try. Homeschooling in itself gives you a lot of options depending on your capability, your availability. You can take on the entire responsibility of educating the child yourself, or do a hybrid method where you take 1 or 2 subjects that you are comfortable with and maybe opt for online, private and home tutoring for the rest. And once the child picks up self-learning, vast amount of resources are available today for the child on the internet. A child self-motivated to study needs very little assistance. Also, there tends to be no pressure on the kids, and they are not only well prepared before time, but they even face exams with more ease and confidence. My daughter can be seen solving a jigsaw puzzle or cycling or reading her favorite novel just a day or 2 before her exams. Another very good quality the child develops is to compete with himself and not with others. Finally, they are more likely to retain their uniqueness and become a better version of themselves in the absence of any external influence. And of course, like anything else, homeschooling only gets easier with the passage of time. Don't you forget, you have a very huge advantage over any other teacher out there, because no one can know your child better than you, the parent. And with that, we almost come to the end of the homeschooling series. The next episode is going to be the last, and it is the when of homeschooling. I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.